about numerous shots being fired at the Sparks Middle School. Our officers responded to the scene and requested assistance from other agencies also in Washoe County here, including the Reno Police Department and Washoe County Sheriff's Department and the school police department. When they arrived on scene, officers secured the area and located 2 subjects who were deceased and 2 injured subjects. The injured subjects were taken to the hospital, and they're in the process of being treated for their injuries right now.
What can you tell us about the suspect?
All I can tell you right now is that the suspect appears to have been a student at the school.
About how old?
Middle school age is all I have right now.
Okay. And also, as you mentioned, there were reports of 2 individuals who were injured in the shooting. We're told that they're students. Is there any update on their conditions? Are their wounds life-threatening?
They appear, one of the subjects had received surgery for his injury. Both subjects, I believe, are doing well right now. But I don't have an update on their condition right now.
All right, Lieutenant Thomas, thank you so much for your time. We're going to turn now to our affiliate reporter, Joe Harrington, with KOLO-TV in Nevada. Joe, thanks for being with us. You spent most of the afternoon with the students. What are they telling you?
Well, they're understandably in a state of shock, Jake. I spoke with some students who heard one gunshot, one saying that she was in the lunchroom at the time she heard that. Another student I spoke with actually goes to a school that's nearby this one and was able to hear the gunfire, and she told me she and her friends went into the bathroom and were taking cover there. It's my understanding from speaking with law enforcement as well as students out there at the scene that there were quite a few students congregated outside the building where some or perhaps all of this shooting incident occurred, and a number of them telling me they felt that this staff member at Sparks Middle School acted somehow to protect students. In fact, officers that I've spoken with calling this individual a hero. And as of a few hours ago, that staff member's family had not been notified that they had been killed in this tragic incident. So right now, police are not releasing much more information about exactly how this person intervened, in their words, in a situation that they described as chaotic.
What's known about this boy, the alleged shooter? Is there any sense of motive? Were any of the kids able to talk to you about that?
Well, officially, investigators say that they're still investigating a motive and don't have one at this time, although some students are telling our crews out on the scene that statements might have been made just prior to the shooting that somehow indicated that this was motivated by bullying, or that this student had been bullied recently, and that might have led up to this. But investigators are holding back on releasing any kind of motive, saying that they still have a lot of witnesses to talk to and that there might even be some security camera footage that they need to review to determine exactly how this played out.
I know that Sparks is near Reno. What can you tell us about Sparks for people who are watching who are not familiar with the town?
Well, Sparks is known as Reno's bedroom community. It's sort of the place where a lot of people who work in Reno live. It's mostly houses and very nice neighborhoods and just a nice place to live where you're kind of away from the city. It's not something, you never expect anything like this to happen anywhere, but Sparks is a quiet town. It's a place where a lot of people want to live who work in the Reno area, and it's a tight-knit community. There's maybe about 100,000 people who live in Sparks, and I think that this incident it felt very deeply throughout the community. I know the mayor was, I did speak with him earlier today, saying that his heart just goes out to everyone affected by this tragic shooting.
Joe, stay with us. I want to play some sound from students and then get your reaction to it to see how similar it is to what you've been told by students as you've interviewed them. Let's play that sound.
And I saw a kid just holding a gun, pointing at the floor.
People started running and screaming. So I started running, and then we heard another gunshot.
I was just standing around with my friends hanging, and then and then a kid started getting mad, and he pulls out a gun and shoots my friend, one of my friends at least. He got shot in the shoulder. He's fine right now. And then he walked up to a teacher and says, "Back up." Teacher started backing up. He pulled the trigger.
What's so I mean, it's so horrific every time there are one of these school shootings. I'm on the phone with Joe Harrington from KOLO Television. But Joe, these kids are so young. They're 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. Is what you heard from those students just now what you heard when you interviewed them yourself?
It is. In fact, so many of them just told me that there was running. There was just panic. This shooting happened, according to school police, at a time when a lot of students were just beginning the school day at 7:16 or so. The first calls came in Pacific time, and so there were quite a few students gathered outside the building. And the same thing they keep telling me, it's just a lot of people running, a lot of chaos. I spoke with some students who weren't really sure if their friends were okay. And, parents understandably very upset as they were reconnecting with their students, and some of them saying they were just relieved that they were able to go home with their parents and see their parents because they didn't know what happened to their friends.
And Joe, the kids that you spoke with, how were they doing emotionally? We heard some of the kids just there talking 6th grade, 7th grade, obviously very, very shaken up. This is the kind of incident that happens that, and not to be glib about it, but post-traumatic stress happens with kids like this. It doesn't need to be in Afghanistan or Iraq. Any sort of traumatic event can happen, and I imagine the school district there in Sparks is going to have a lot of work to do to help a lot of these students. How did the ones you met, how did they seem?
Well, Jake, to me, they seem sort of shell-shocked. It's like you said, there is a post-traumatic stress from some event like this. I know that the school district has told me it's going to be bringing in a lot of additional counselors. Some of those students, though, were just somewhat relieved to be able to go home with their family members because they were still uncertain exactly what their friend's status was and if they were going to be okay. And it's not just the students. I know that I talked to a school board member as well as Superintendent Pedro Martinez, and it's been a difficult day for everyone. And they had teary eyes, and it appears a student, the suspected gunman, and a teacher have lost their lives here, plus 2 more students who went to school today are now at the hospital, and according to Renown Regional Medical Center, one in serious condition, the other one in fair condition. We also know from speaking with the Sparks Police Department that one of those students did have to have surgery as a result of the wounds today. This question came up in a police briefing earlier today, and police say at this time they don't know if specific people were targeted or if this was an act where someone was trying to open fire and hurt as many people as possible. That's something that they're still investigating. We know that the Sparks Police Department has scheduled another briefing for about 3 hours from now, so we could learn some more about exactly how this unfolded at that time.